Mrityunjayaya Rudraya, Neelakantaya Shambhave, Amriteshaya Sharvaya, Mahadevaya Te Namaha. Have you ever wondered why these ancient stories still feel alive, even after thousands of years? Why the journeys of Mahadev, Mata, the Devas, and the Asuras feel strangely connected to something within us? Because the deeper the Liṅga Purāṇa goes, the less it feels like mythology from a distant past, and the more it begins to feel like a mirror of consciousness itself. The Liṅga Purāṇa speaks about ego and stillness, desire and awareness, creation and dissolution, not as abstract philosophy, but as living realities within us. And perhaps that is why these stories have survived for thousands of years. And not because they belong to the past, but because they continue to describe something eternal within human existence itself. In this part of the Liṅga Purāṇa, the story unfolds through the tapas of Mata Pārvatī, the burning of Kāma, the god of desire and love, and the divine union of Śiva and Śakti. But beneath these events, the text is pointing towards something much deeper. After Mata Sati leaves her body, Mahadev withdraws completely into transcendence, beyond emotion, beyond movement, beyond worldly involvement. And slowly, creation itself begins to lose balance. The Devas weaken, and demons like Taraka rises in power. And even Mahavishnu cannot fully restore harmony. It almost feels as though the Liṅga Purāṇa is revealing a subtle spiritual truth here. When consciousness becomes completely withdrawn from life, existence itself begins to feel empty. Creation waits for the reunion of Śiva and Śakti, the stillness and energy, silence and life itself. That is why Mata Pārvatī's penance feels so profound. She's not simply trying to attain Mahadev in a worldly sense. Her penance feels symbolic of creation itself, moving back toward the divine. Through patience, surrender, and unwavering devotion, she becomes the bridge through which transcendence can once again enter the world. And then Kāma, the god of desire and love, arrives. Desire enters the silence. Restlessness enters meditation. The force that constantly pulls the mind outward attempts to disturb the perfect stillness of Mahadev. Because the mind is rarely disturbed by the world first. It is disturbed by its own longing, its cravings, its endless movement toward experience. But when Lord Shiva opens his third eye and Kāma is burned, the Purana is not really speaking about anger, it is speaking about awareness. The fire of Mahadev's third eye is pure consciousness, so absolute, so awake that ordinary craving cannot survive before it. Attachment dissolves, compulsion dissolves, the endless agitation of the mind dissolves. And that is why Kāma becomes Anaga, the bodiless one. The desire itself does not disappear from existence, but it loses the power to dominate consciousness. And yet, the beauty of Mahadev is that he never destroys love itself. Immediately after Kāma is burned, Lord Shiva responds to Rati, Kāma's wife, her grief with compassion. And that moment changes the entire feeling of the story. Mahadev burns illusion, but not tenderness. He destroys attachment, but not love. In Mahadev, destruction and compassion are never separate. Even in dissolution, grace remains untouched within him. The Liṅga Purāṇa keeps returning to the same quiet truth again and again. Before something higher awakens within us, something false must first dissolve. Not the heart, not love, not life itself, only the noise surrounding it. And perhaps That is why the union of Lord Shiva and Mata Pārvatī feels far greater than a divine marriage. It feels like the restoration of balance itself. Consciousness and Shakti reunite. Stillness and creation become one again. The fragmented movement of existence returns to its source, because Shiva without Shakti remains pure transcendence, silent, detached, beyond all manifestation. And Shakti without Shiva becomes movement without stillness, energy without grounding, and creation without awareness. Only together do they become wholeness. Consciousness expressing itself through life, and life returning continuously to consciousness. And perhaps that is why the entire cosmos rejoices at their union, because existence itself longs for that harmony. The Purana describes this union in such a beautiful and symbolic way. Mahadev, he does not arrive in overwhelming grandeur or royal splendor. Instead, he appears in simple and unexpected forms, as a humble Brahmin, later as an innocent child resting peacefully. And what becomes striking is that the Devas still fail to recognize him. They stand before the very source of existence itself, yet their minds remain trapped in appearances, expectation, and ego. It feels deeply symbolic. The divine is not always hidden because it is far away. Sometimes it remains unseen because our mind expects it to appear only through power, spectacle, or even grandeur. The Liṅga Purāṇa almost whispers something profound here. True vision is not physical sight, it is recognition. And maybe that is why these stories continue to feel timeless. They are not only describing distant cosmic events, but movements taking place quietly within the human soul itself. The restless mind slowly returning to stillness, the ego dissolving before awareness, energy rediscovering its source. The struggle softens, the separation fades, and what remains is something whole, something deeply still, something closer to Mahadev himself. And from this union of Shiva and Shakti, new movements within creation would soon begin to emerge, including the birth of Lord Ganesh, the force of wisdom standing at every threshold of existence itself. May Jagat Pita Mahadev bless us all. Keep seeking, keep chanting, keep surrendering. Om Namah Shivaya.